Hey guys, it's your boy AJ here with your last lecture. Let's get started. But first things first, this video is sponsored by Melky's Donuts. Thank you, Melky. Let's get started with chapter 1, guys. This chapter was about what is your extended metaphor, and for myself, I chose a scrapbook. I chose a scrapbook because I hold the memories of my friends and family. One reason why I'm a scrapbook is because when we went to my mom's side of the family. You'll see the picture right now. This picture means so much to me because I don't really get to spend time with her family, so every time I get it is something I can't replace. And plus those shades look pretty cool with my grandpa and I. My second reason why I'm a scrapbook is because of my dad's side of the family. You'll see the picture right now. This picture means so much to me because of the horrible memory I had with that house. That house was the devil to me because I got my scar right here, as you can see. But yeah, it was hurtful at first and I lost consciousness, but family is most important to me. Now for chapter 2. This chapter was about family and who's in it. So I decided to talk about my mom's side of the family and my dad's side of the family. On my mom's side of the family, I decided to talk about the small garden they had in the backyard. That garden was everything to them. They sold everything from fruits, vegetables, papayas, anything there. And every day they sold just to live their basic lives. On my dad's side of the family, they had to strive for everything. They found whatever they had, like chips, cookies, drinks, and they sold on the hot streets of the Philippines. Both come from harsh backgrounds, but now they're here in America. They strive for everything, they work 5 times a week, and I love them to death because without them, I couldn't have anything now. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Numerous Trips, Chapter 3. Okay, this chapter was about dreams. Dreams that you had from back then and dreams that you have right now. Dreams I had back then is to become like my parents, to be an RN. Becoming an RN is a dream of mine because I wanted to make my parents proud and I want to have a family like that. I would call them on a Saturday night asking if they could bring Krispy Kreme donuts because they were overtiming. And on Sunday morning, I woke up to Krispy Kreme donuts and I played with them until 12. It was the best time and I really hope I could be like that to my kids. Another dream I had right now is to graduate from UCLA. This is a dream of mine because I remember my 2nd grade teacher, she was a USC fan. And I hated her because she would do little mean things to make all the little kids cry like myself. But I remember one day I brought a t-shirt in and a flag. I put it up on her wall and she yelled at me for it. But ever since that, UCLA has been my dream school because of the nursing program and their sports. Top 4, Chapter 4, guys. Okay, this topic was about what is your happy place. And my happy place to me is my tita's house on Christmas Eve and Christmas night. It's my happy place because every time we're there, I always have a good time. We eat food, amazing food, my bad. We play games like Yahtzee, Mexican dominoes, and I pretty much win because, you know, I'm the best. But every time I get to spend time with them, it's the best time because we don't really spend that much time because we live in Anaheim. My tita lives in Lake Forest and my other tita lives in Buena Park. Now for chapter 5. This chapter was about who are your rocks in your life. And again, I picked my parents because my parents are my rocks in my life. They keep me humble, they keep me grounded, and yeah, I still love them to death. My mom is one of the rocks in my life because whenever I had a doctor's appointment, she would take me out early and I would always ask her, can we go eat after? And she would always say yes. When we go eat, we always had little chats that made me feel loved, and I can't replace those moments with my mom. My dad is another rock in my life because he gives me tough love. He gives me tough love because he loves me, but at the same time he wants me to be strong. We do little works around the house that not my brothers or sisters do because they just don't care. But I care because I love my dad and he does so much for me that I would do anything for him. You already know it's chapter 6. This chapter was about what is your mistake. And one mistake I have is with my sister. One mistake I have with my sister is that I would always beat her at video games, at WWE, 2K, you know, the usual. But it's not how I beat her, it's how I reacted afterward. I am a cocky person, I'm a hard-headed person, and whenever I win, I made faces at her and made her cry. Even though she was older than me, but it's okay. One time she threw the controller on the ground and my mom asked what happened and she started crying. I felt bad and my mom took me in. She told me, let your sister win for once, and I said okay. And I let her win and she did the same thing to me. But it's okay with me because sometimes you're chapter 7. Okay guys, this chapter is how you view adults. Adults to me is someone who I look up to, people who are always gonna be there for you. But this time, I'm not gonna talk about a good thing. It's gonna be about a coach. This coach made me quit basketball. Not because it was hard or anything, but he wasn't a coach. He just wanted ball players, you know? And I couldn't give that to him. I am a scholar first, then basketball player second. He didn't understand that, and it's okay with me. But another reason why I quit is because he would always make fun of me, of my family, of what I'm a part of, and yeah, I can't do anything about it. What's done is done. But it's how I look at it right now. That's gonna make me a man in the late run. Chapter 8. This chapter 8 is gonna be about AP Bio. You guys know I hate AP Bio, but at the same time I love it. I complain that there's too much work, but at the same time I love the teacher and the people in there. AP Bio is not my first choice. I knew it was gonna be a hard class, but at the same time my sister was forcing me to take it. She was nagging on me to take the class, but I told her if she helped me on the summer assignment, then it would be okay. And she did. We got the same grade, and I thought the class would be like that. She would help me out, but it wasn't really like that. The class kept getting harder and harder, and that test, she was getting high scores and I was getting low scores. Miss Goosens made me sit away from her to help me out, and it actually did. I started getting better grades, but coming up on the end of the semester was the big test. I worked my butt off just to be my sister, and it paid out at the end. And yeah, AP Bio, thanks for the memes and everything. Chapter 9. This chapter was about, are you a Tigger or are you an ER? And for me, I put both because at times I'm a Tigger and times I'm an ER. I was one of the JV volleyball captains for this year, and I felt like a Tigger going into the Savannah game. We kept winning by 5, 5, 5, 5, and then we won 25 to 18, I believe. And going into the second set, we were all Tiggers. We were all happy. We were jumping up and down, and we thought we could win the game like that. But that second set, they manhandled us, and we were going down. So my Tigger went up from here and going down all the way to Eeyore, and we lost that second set. Finally, for the third set, it was so bad. It was like 15 to like 6, I believe, and we just got destroyed because we were all Eeyores at the end. The final chapter is now, guys. This chapter was about what advice would you give someone, and I decided to call this chapter the long game. I decided to call this the long game because everything you do right now will eventually lead to the future. My first thing I will tell you guys is to be around with your family, because family is the most important thing that anyone could ever have, because they're always going to be there for you and they're going to love you no matter what. Just talk to them and they'll be there for you, okay? The second thing I'll tell you guys is to be a part of a sport or a club, because sports and clubs, they make you better because of the people around you. You're gonna want to be better in yourself and make others want to feel better. Finally, I'll tell you guys is to help your community or your school out because we're not all gonna be kids. We're gonna grow up, and we want our kids to be like us and help out. Those are the 3 things I'll tell you guys to do. But it's your life, and I hope you guys do whatever you want to do, and hope you love it. Thank you guys for listening to my last lecture, and that's a wrap.